evening and welcome. My first name is Joe. My call sign Whiskey X-Ray 4, Alpha Delta X-Ray. Good evening to the educational portion of the D-Star Radio Scanning Net, where tonight we're going to be talking about apps, and that happens to be the topic at hand. Everything you want to know about apps related to radio scanning. And this is a great topic for me. Let me give you an idea of the wireless devices I have, the apps I'm using, and how I can help you in the form of referrals.
Figures.
I currently have an Apple iPad 1. This week I bought an iPad 2, which is going to give me video camera capabilities as well as a connectivity for HD and USB and various memory cards. I also have the Motorola Zoom tablet, and I have the iPhone 4 on Verizon Wireless. Additionally, on the Sprint network, I have a Blackberry Curve. So they're the devices that I'm using, and I say to myself, how can I turn those into a radio scanner so when I travel, I'm not necessarily taking a radio scanner with me, because it's easy just to throw your cell phone in your pocket and your keys in your wallet and, head out. And so that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So if you want to go ahead and bookmark a couple things that we're going to be talking about tonight, you can go to www.google.com, and in the search bar, you can actually type the word scanner radio application, okay? And the first match is going to come up to AppBrain, which is www.appbrain.com, and it says the search term at Google is radio scanner application, and the first match is scanner radio Android app on AppBrain, and this has gotten 7,054 reviews. Now, I have taken the time to contact the gentleman that created this app by email. His name is Gordon Edwards, and he's a great guy, and he's very, very responsive to email, which clearly shows me that he's very, very interested in this app for all to enjoy. NWX480X with a D-Star radio scanning net. Now, additionally, and we're in an educational presentation, so if you'd like to check in, I'll be taking check-ins here in about 15 minutes. Now, as we go back and we look at this really, really cool app that Gordon Edwards created, let's take a look at that. So again, I'm at appbrain.com under Scanner Radio by Gordon Edwards. It says, listen to live audio from over 2,500 police and fire scanners, weather radios, and amateur radio repeaters from around the world, with more being added daily. Configure alerts to have the app notify you when lots of people are listening to a scanner, indicating that something big may be happening. The audio is provided by volunteers using real radio scanners. Now, if your area is not available, see the menu in the app for information on how to get it added. Install the radio scanner chat plugin because it's free, and get access to radio scanning chat rooms as well. This is a free version of the app, and there are benefits to actually getting the paid version, which is the Pro version. Now, the Pro version contains no ads, no advertisements. The play button at the top of the directory screens, of the directory screens and on the widgets is functional. So you have a functional play button at the top of the directory screen. It is functional. It allows you to listen to archived audio from the past 2 to 3 weeks if you have www.radioreference.com premium subscription, which many of us do. The Premier subscription, which is a premium subscription, is $15 for 6 months. And folks, I highly recommend that. I have the Premier subscription. It's worth the money. Please support Radio Reference with a premium subscription of $15 for 6 months. And without it, you'll not be able to access the audio archives using the app. Now, the read phone state permission is needed by the app so that you can detect when you're placing a phone call or when one is being received, so that it can automatically stop the streaming of the scanner audio so that it does not interfere with the call. And allow me a moment to reset. WX480X with the D-Star Radio Scanning Net, and we're continuing an educational presentation on an app for your wireless device called Scanner Radio by Gordon Edwards. It's been reviewed over 7,000 times. I'm telling you, I use it and I love it. It is a lot of fun. I use it on my Blackberry specifically. Okay, it's designed for the Droid and the Blackberry products is how I happen to use it a majority of the time. So for Droid and Blackberry, I'm letting you know this is my favorite app. Now I have another app that I'm going to recommend for Apple, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Now, as we continue on, if the audio repeats, you hear RadioReference.com's audio lead in repeatedly, or the app stays connected for only a short time, try selecting Settings from the menu, then Player Settings, and try changing the streaming method setting. So that's just a little bit of technical note. Note that the widgets are not available if the app has been installed onto an SD card, and he's got a recent change, version 3.1.0.1, fixed a force close, which would occur when clicking on text at the player at the top of the directory. And all the reviews are really, really good. So remember, if you're using a BlackBerry device, like I am, I have a BlackBerry Curve on Sprint, or you have a Droid product, I really like Radio Scanner by Gordon Edwards. And there's a light version that's free, and then you can pay for the full version. The full version is $2.99, I believe. I'll have to go back and check that. I think that's what I paid for it. But it's basically about a $3 app. So again, for Blackberries and your Droid devices, this is a real premier radio scanner that does connect to RadioReference.com. Again, we'll be holding check-ins at the end of my educational presentation, and I'll come to check-ins here in just a few minutes. WX480X of the D-Star radio scanning net, now in progress. Now, let's talk about Apple apps, and I'm going to give you my two favorite that I absolutely love. Let's talk first about 5-0, 5-0, which is a slang for police. You'll hear people go, 5-0, that's a reference to police. 5-0 radio scanner, okay? 5-0 radio scanner is my favorite app to monitor just individual talk groups, if you will, through Radio Reference. First of all, you know what I like about 5.0 Radio Scanner? Just the background of the template. I mean, it looks like a real radio scanner. I put this thing on my iPad and on my iPhone 4. It has this flat, black, matte background that just looks sharp. All the buttons are very, very easy to use. It was last updated April 26th of 2011. The version is 23.0. It's 6.3 megs in size. The language is English. And it was